I was in prison for an hour, and the only thing that the guard who processed me told me, the only words that he spoke directly to me were, if anybody comes into your cell uninvited, that's an act of aggression. And I said, great, thanks. I'm here 40 minutes and I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
So sure enough, an hour later, these two guys walked in. One had a swastika tattoo that took up his entire neck, went up onto his face. The other one had "fuck you" tattooed on his eyelids.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped up and I put my fists up and I said, "What do you want?" And one of them said, "You the new guy?" I said, "Yeah." So he said, "Are you a rat?" I said, "No, I'm not a rat." He said, "You a fag?" I said, "No, I'm not a fag." "You a chomo?" And I'm standing there with
What's
my
a
fist.
chomo?
I said, "I don't know what that word means."
Okay, I don't know what that word
And he
means.
says, "Chomo, child molester."
Oh.
I said, "No, I'm not a child molester." And he says, "Okay, you can sit with the Aryans in the chow hall." And I'm like, "Oh."
Oh, is he just going to take your word for these
Yeah,
things?
he saw in the Sunday New York Times that I was going to report to the prison on Thursday, and he took it upon himself to go to every one of the Italians and say, "Listen, there's a CIA guy coming here, but there's a big difference between the CIA and the FBI. The FBI is rats and cops, and the CIA protected us from the Muslims." And so they welcomed me with open arms, they adopted me, and I spent every waking moment. And one of them finally came up to me, an Aryan Brotherhood guy, a dangerous guy, and he said, "Is it true that you were a hitman for the CIA?" And I was prepared for the question. So I said, "Look, it was wartime, and we all did things we weren't proud of." And that just made everything in life easy.